Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're playing more Kerbal Space Program. In this episode, we're going to be launching a giant rover to Eve. So this is kind of like a mobile base. Yeah, more like a mobile base. So it's ginormous, so let's just launch. This rocket's probably the biggest one I've ever built to date for a video. And probably forever so far. So, the rocket's like 2,000 tons, I'm pretty sure. Something like that. So, it's a ton of tons. Pun. Haha, I made pun. So, the way this will work, there's actually a fairing inside the fairing on top of the rocket. So, when we enter the atmosphere, we're going to deploy an inflatable heat shield. And the fairing's going to keep the rest safe, so it doesn't instantly blow up and so no one dies. So we're about to eject the side boosters, and they actually feed into the center booster. So now when we separate the side boosters, our center booster is still full. So that gives us a lot more delta V. So that's how we saved a lot of fuel. The Falcon Heavy was originally supposed to do it, but they decided not to because it was too complex. And this thing has a ton of engines. It has it has 11, I think, on each booster, and times that by 3. So 33 engines on this thing. Just on the first stage. Yeah, the second stage I have 9. There's one big engine and just small roll engines, so I can actually roll, because this thing barely has any reaction wheels, and I couldn't really put any more weight because we barely had enough fuel as it is. So yeah. So you can see how I talked about we have another fan inside and then wings at the end. When we actually get to Eve, we're gonna use the wings to actually stay straight. And this is like my second time doing the mission. One time I didn't record it because it was a test. And this time I actually did the mission. I do like quick reload like 5 times during the re-entry process because I kept landing in the ocean or something like that. So we're just gonna do a little burn to circularize. You can see those little roll engines inside the booster. Since we don't have really reaction wheels, we have to like time warp to stop rolling. It's kind of cheaty, but it's in the game, so. So now we're just gonna get a maneuver node to Eve. So we want to set Eve as our target, and we can get that. So Eve has a different inclination than Earth, well, Kerbin. So we're actually gonna have to account for that. So we actually are going to thrust the opposite way as the inclination, because we're going to go up then back down, if that makes sense, to actually get to that. So now we have an encounter, and it's not the best, but we don't have to get it perfect, because this is just the getting there part. So we're going to time warp until we actually get there. Time warp. And we're actually going to just do little pulses to actually get us spinning, because like I said, we don't have any reaction wheels. This is a 3-minute burn, so I'm probably going to just cut to when it's done. Okay, so the burn's almost done. You can see that we have it. It's not the best, but it's fine. So we can just X this out. Okay, so we're going to have to do another maneuver partway through, because we're not actually that at a perfect thing, because if we just went there, we would go into the poles, and we don't want to land at the poles. Actually, that would probably be a better idea, because then we can more accurately choose a landing spot. It doesn't really matter, because we could do that next mission to Eve. Okay, so now we're just adjusting a thing. We had to boost up because we want to go inclination up. So we're just gonna go like that. And yep, it's just gonna go like that. We kind of got out a little, so we're gonna have to make a maneuver node to fix that. So now we're gonna make a maneuver node, and we have to make it. We couldn't really modify from here, so I decided to just exit out and move it a little so we can actually control it. So you can see that little satellite picture if you saw it. That's not actually our spacecraft. That's the asteroid recovery thing we just did. So you guys should go watch that if you haven't seen it already, after this video, of course. Okay, so now we're using the maneuver nodes to actually get us along the equator. So now we're just we have to get it about there because we don't actually have enough fuel to fully go retrograde at the axis, and then so we have to do air brakes. We're gonna have to do one air brake, and then the next one we're gonna land, I'm pretty sure. So we're just gonna warp to the thing, I'm pretty sure. Yep. So there's 13 seconds until the burn. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. We're gonna have to start burning before them because it's not fully accurate. You can see how it goes to 0. We're just doing a little pulses. And that should get us good enough. We don't have to be perfect. Yeah, so that's good enough. So we're just gonna warp till we have it. We're gonna go a little out there because it kind of doesn't stop you in time sometimes, and we don't want to pass the place where we have to burn. So we want to just point retrograde. So we want to make a maneuver node at the periapsis and make it go all the way down. So our periapsis, we're gonna make it a little. We are just doing this for the maneuver node's sake. We don't have to get it perfect at our altitude we're gonna land at. You can see that we just have enough fuel to actually do this. Yeah, so we have about 20 meters per second of what we need. And I didn't actually plan how little fuel we had. We just got so lucky. So now we're just gonna do a little burn. We have to get ourselves in the right orientation. So once we get to the right orientation, come on. Yeah, we're just gonna do a little burn. And we're just gonna start burning full throttle because, yeah. So in a second, I'm gonna cut to when the burn's over. In 3, 2, 1, cut. Okay, so now that we've used up all the fuel, we're just gonna get a periapsis low enough so we can actually land. So we're gonna do another maneuver to get up, so we're not actually gonna be, because this is the 5th attempt and I always land on the lake, so we're gonna change angle so we're not gonna land, we can land somewhere else. So now we're just gonna deploy the heat shield that I talked about, and it looks pretty cool. There is some plasma that gets in the side, so it kind of burns the fairing a little, but it doesn't get hot enough, so it's fine. It just gets about. So you can see the temperature warnings are starting to go up. The temperature warnings are gonna keep going up probably. We get to almost the max, but that's the best. To get a best air brake, you have to get temperature warnings as much as possible without actually destroying. You can see all the temperature warnings. And yeah, they almost get to the top, but we did it just enough so they don't burn us. This was not planned. I was lucky I survived. So you can see now that we're getting more altitude. The temperature gauges are actually going to go down now, so we're not going to die, because dying's bad. Yeah, so now we don't want to land in a lake, so we're just going to try to create as much drag as possible. So we don't. Oh wait, no, we're actually doing 2 air brakes. So we're doing 2 air brakes. So we're gonna time warp until we're gonna re-enter to back, and then we're gonna land. So we're doing that so we don't burn up, and also because the rocket itself doesn't have enough fuel to fully land like most rockets would. So we're just gonna time warp until we start burning again. And we're not going to get nearly as hot as last time because we lost most of the speed. we don't really want to tilt up, because if we tilt up, that means we're gonna generate lift, and then we probably will land on the lake. So we want to go to this, generate lift to this side, so we're not going up. And you can see now it's working. We're now gonna land now we're gonna go down like a bad dart. So we're just gonna go kind of straight down. It kind of goes at an angle, but it's actually just falling. It's not really flying at all. It's doing some spins because it feels like it, and now it's going straight down. The reason it does the spins is because it only really stops when, oh yeah, we just deployed the fairings. So the fairings are deployed, and then once we're going to deploy the parachutes, and then we're going to eject the tail fin and the heat shield. Yeah, what was I talking about before? I forgot, it doesn't really matter. So all the parachutes are deployed. We're not going to eject the heat shield and the wings until we're fully deployed, because then it would just not really work right. So now we eject that by just clicking space, and then yep, that's good. Now we turn the lights on so we can actually see. Once we land, I'm going to time warp until it stays so you can actually see, because I know it's hard to see because of YouTube compression. So now that we've done that, we're just going to land. Now we're almost down, and we're going to actually go through the target because the target isn't fully land. So now we're just going to time warp until it's day, and so we can actually see it. So you can see the rover. In the recording, I actually forgot to deploy the antennas. You can see that there's an antenna on top and two on the side. It doesn't really matter. It was just for aesthetics, but I forgot to, and it made me sad. You can see those two lines on the back. I wish I deployed them. So we're just going to drive around. You can't drive too fast or the wheels break. It's just a thing that happens in the game. I didn't actually know about it until I did this mission. So we're just going to deploy the drills. We have fuel cells that the drills generate fuel for us with a little thing in the back. And then the fuel cells will generate electricity so we can keep mining. I just did that because if it's night, I'm pretty sure we would lose power, so we would do that. So I don't really know. So we're just going to deploy the ladder. We're going to transfer the crew. Because my thing, when I clicked transfer, was actually behind it, actually transferred it to the things. I didn't realize that until like after the recording. So yeah. That's why I was transferring without me actually clicking the other thing. So let's just get here for a good thumbnail shot. Then we can switch back to the rover and get Bill out. Not Bob. We left Bob. So as you can see, it went into the thing again. And now that we did that, we can get him out. Yep, there goes Bob. So Bob runs over to Jebediah. He plants the flag in like the complete wrong place. Like right in front of him. So that's not a good thumbnail shot. So I have to move him so we can actually get a good thumbnail shot. Okay, now that we've done that, so once we get thumbnail shot, that's good. We can load them back into the rover, and we can deploy the things. So I would like to thank you all for watching. Go watch my other videos. Like I have the video on the asteroid recovery that I just did, that I posted like 20 minutes before I did this recording. And I have some other videos, a ton of others. I have a Mars rover that I recorded a couple days ago. So go watch those, subscribe. Every subscription counts. I might make it like a subscription live stream at one point. So every subscription counts. Like and subscribe. And bye, basically. But the video is not ending yet, so thank you guys for watching. Watch my other videos. Bye. Video end. I'm sorry, it's not ending. This is awkward. Yes. Bye.